You unlock your screen to check a single text message, and suddenly 40 minutes disappear. You weren't planning to watch anything or scroll through a feed, but you ended up trapped in a loop anyway. This loss of control is the mechanical result of your brain's training. Over years of use, your neural pathways have formed a physical habit around frictionless dopamine. We routinely pick these screens up to run away from brief moments of boredom, low-level stress, or even our own quiet dots. The glass rectangle acts as a mild emotional anesthesia. To fix this, we are going to walk through a complete step-by-step reconfiguration of your digital device and your physical environment. Right now, the interface in your pocket is engineered to maximize your time on screen. Taking your hours back requires intentionally breaking the systems it uses to pull you in. The problem starts before the screen even lights up. That familiar motion of reaching for your pocket often happens entirely on autopilot, before your conscious mind even registers the movement. Step 1 is building a roadblock for that autopilot. Change your lock screen wallpaper to a solid, plain background with one specific question. Why am I picking this up right now? Reading that sentence forces a micropause. If you have a real reason, like replying to a specific email, you proceed. If you don't, that pause gives you the option to set the device back down. Once you get past the lock screen, you face the visual design. App developers rely heavily on saturated colors and red notification badges to keep your visual cortex stimulated. We are going to mute that entirely. Go into your device's accessibility settings, activate color filters, and turn on grayscale. While you are in the settings, disable every red notification badge. Look at this visual comparison. The bright red and blue layout on the left is built to demand your attention. The flat gray layout on the right fades into the background. When the color disappears, the immediate chemical reward in your brain drops. The interface suddenly feels dull, and scrolling loses its appeal. By stripping away these visual triggers, your phone stops acting like a slot machine. It returns to being a quiet utility tool. Even with a boring screen, relying purely on self-control throughout the day is a losing battle. The next step is engineering digital friction. Delete every app with an infinite feed from your mobile device. Your accounts remain entirely safe, but from now on, if you want to check them, you have to boot up your laptop. This flowchart breaks down exactly why this works. The top path is the automatic loop. You grab your phone, tap once, and start scrolling. The bottom path forces a delay. You have to physically get up, find your laptop, and open a browser. That extra 2 minutes of effort acts as a circuit breaker. In the time it takes to retrieve the computer, your brain has to actively decide if the distraction is worth the effort. We can apply this exact same friction to the physical phone itself. Keeping the device within arm's reach means it remains a constant, effortless option. Create a designated away zone. When you sit down to focus on work or finally relax for the evening, leave the phone in another room or place it inside a closed drawer. Compulsive habits thrive when access is easy. By inserting physical distance and extra digital steps, you force a mindless reflex to become a deliberate decision. With those barriers in place, you will quickly notice how you handle your downtime. Many people finish 30 minutes of intense work and immediately switch over to their feeds. This is fake rest. Your eyes are still darting and your mind is still processing dense streams of information. The brain stays heavily loaded and never actually cools down. To recover, you need what we call the real rest protocol. This means periodically doing absolutely nothing. Take a short walk without headphones or sit and look out a window in silence. If you try this right now, it will probably feel highly uncomfortable. For the first couple of days, the lack of input will feel like an itch you can't scratch, simply because your mind has forgotten what stillness feels like. Push through that initial discomfort. You now possess a gray, quiet device devoid of algorithms, and the fractured pieces of your attention span will start to knit back together. Mastering your time depends entirely on ruthless attention management. Drop a comment below with the app that drains the most of your time right now, and make sure to subscribe.